How's it going, everyone? Paul with Adaptable Survival, and in today's episode, let's talk about the number one thing that could cause you not to come back from a trip outdoors. Alright, sorry to reel you in with the clickbait title, clickbait intro, but this is a YouTube game. You know what we gotta do out here to get by? But what I want to talk about in today's episode, all joking aside, is something I feel anyone that's heading outdoors, heading out on a backpacking trip, preparing for the end of the world, you name the scenario, you should really be doing this. Before we hop into that, what really started to spin my wheels and my gears thinking about this was a recent incident that happened to a father and a daughter that were hiking out in Utah. Now, this came across my Facebook feed a couple weeks ago, and why this one stuck out to me in particular is because this father and daughter are from the area that I live in. He's actually the owner, or was the owner of a Mexican restaurant here in Green Bay. And I'll throw a link to that article down below and post up a screenshot, maybe, I don't know. Anyway, but that really got me thinking of, how unfortunate of a situation that is and how avoidable, something like that can be. What ended up happening is, they got turned around, got lost on trail, and ran out of water, dehydrated, and just kind of spiraled the drain from there. Now, one of the things I've preached for as long as I've taught, as long as I've taken classes, and I even did a video talking about this maybe a year or two ago. I don't even remember. If you file back, you'll see some videos on survival priorities and stuff like that. So, but what I talked about in those videos is planning. Now, with anything in life, proper planning is going to lead you to a greater percentage of success. I won't say guarantee success because there's always the element of something going off the rails, but it's definitely going to increase your chances of being successful in whatever you're doing. Launching a business, doing a new workout plan, learning a new skill, so forth and so on. Planning is really, really important, especially when we're heading outdoors, because Mother Nature is undefeated in the outdoors. We might win for a little bit as I'm getting swarmed by some mosquitoes, but eventually, if we're not careful, Mother Nature will win that game. She is a master at winning the long game. So when we're heading out, we want to always plan accordingly. Now, we don't want to plan for everything that could possibly happen, because we'll be carrying around one of those crazy looking bug out bags that you see online all the time, that you throw it on, you ain't getting down to the end of the street, probably not at the end of your driveway. Hell, maybe not even outside of your door. So when we're looking at this, we really have to look at through the guise of probable and possible. Just about everything is possible. Could the earth split right now and I could fall to the middle of the earth and die in the core of the earth? Possibly. I mean, that could happen. But is it probably going to happen? Probably not. Here in Wisconsin, we don't get earthquakes. At least haven't since I've been born. And I don't even know when the last one was. If I do find something on that, I'll throw that across the screen. If not, happy searching. But when we're looking for planning for things, we have to look at through that guise of what's possibly going to happen. And from those possibilities, what's probably going to happen? What's most likely to happen? And let's address those. Let's plan for those. If the temperature drops on us, do I have the right insulation to address that? If I run short on water, do I have the means of collecting more or carrying more if I need to? With the father and daughter, I don't remember the entire situation because it's been a few weeks since I've read that article, but knowing that they were out in Utah, very dry climate out there, especially this time of year, it's going to be hotter than hell, I would plan to carry probably more water than I'd actually need. I've dealt with being dehydrated before, and Yeah, you could go be slightly dehydrated, but once you hit, a day or more without enough hydration, your cognitive functions start going down, your physical functions start going down. Now, that's something we have to take into account. Where we're going, where are we going in the world? What are the environmental risks? Because chances are that's what's going to take you out before anything else. Now, I know this is kind of turning into a ranting, rambling head type video, but I think this is a very important thing that we need to do a refresher on. Now, understanding the environmental risks are probably the biggest part of our equation when we're planning for whatever trip or adventure or whatever we're doing. Understanding, all right, what time of year it is. It's end of July here in Wisconsin. I know it's going to be humid, and that humidity is going to make it hot as hell and make it uncomfortable, and I'm going to need a lot more water than I normally would. But on the flip side, let's say it was winter time. Middle of winter here in Wisconsin, you're looking at temperatures easily down to 0, if not lower. Definitely under 20 for the majority of the time. So I'm going to plan to have more insulation, have more means of starting fire, those sorts of things. So my kit is going to adapt to whatever season it is. Summertime, going to get a little bit lighter, don't need as much insulation, but I might want to have a little bit more creature comforts, things that keep me a little bit more cool. If you really want to, you could carry one of those portable fans. For me, that's something I would generally more use car camping. But if you want to take that backpack, keep backpacking with you, because that helps you enjoy your time a little bit more power to you. I'm not saying that's right or wrong. We get tied up a lot of times when we're looking at gear and what so-and-so recommends and what this book says and this expert says this. At the end of the day, we have to plan for the trip that we're going on. We have to plan for our hike that we're taking. And whatever creature comforts that helps us enjoy our time out here, we may have to sacrifice and carry a little bit more weight, but if that's going to bring you more enjoyment out there, then go for that. If you want to go more bare bones, more power to you. That's the benefit of hiking your hike, as our community says. So we've talked about environmental considerations. We also have to think about our own health considerations, because honestly, for me, those are the two biggest things that I'm going to be worrying about. What's the environment going to be like, and are there any health concerns for me or anyone else that's in my group that I have to take into account? For me being a bigger guy, I know I need a lot more water, need a lot more calories. Generally though, I can go a pretty long time without eating. I do fast on a regular basis, so not eating for a while doesn't bother me. But if I don't have enough hydration, then I'm going to have some issues. Not saying that I go without water for the day, I'm going to go into a survival situation, but it's not going to be too enjoyable. So I'm going to plan accordingly to carry what I need and whatever anyone else in my group is going to need. If someone in my group has a severe allergy to bees or bugs, I'm going to make damn sure that I have an EpiPen, or at least they have an EpiPen, and that I'm aware of where it's at, and anyone else in my group is aware of where that's at. Because if they're incapacitated, you can't tell us, hey, my EpiPen is here, or they can't get to it. Now we know at least, hey, it's in this pocket, we can pull it out, administer it, and hopefully get them to good, or get them to someone else or more advanced care that's going to take care of them. So environmental and health, our general health, and those in our group are the two most important things that we need to plan for. Now, we could plan for every scenario. Aliens are coming, gonna abduct me. If they do, what the hell am I gonna do if they're gonna abduct me? Because I don't have something that's gonna stop them from using a tractor beam and taking me out of this woods. But, I can entertain the idea and say, hey, what would I do? But at the end of the day, something like that, there's not much you're gonna do until you're in that situation. More common things, hey, fell and sprained my ankle, what do I have in my kit, or what skills do I have that I can adapt to address that need? Hey, we're going hiking out in the desert, maybe we should carry more water than we probably need just to be on the safe side. Let's have a map of where we're going in case our phones don't work. Let's have an offline map downloaded onto our phone. So now we're having multiple tools that can keep us on track so we don't get off trail, have an unfortunate incident like happened to that father and daughter. I think it's very important that we rehash different lessons that we learn through all of our training, any books that we read, anyone that we learn from, because we can easily get out of the habit of doing those things. And we can see what the consequences for not addressing those can be. So this is just the kind of refresher course. Planning, for me, is one of the number one things I'm doing before I go out on any trip. If it's a road trip, if it's a vacation, I'm going to understand, hey, these are where my available resources are. This is where I'm going to be at. These are the general things I'm looking for in that area, so I know where I'm at if I have no way of using my phone or have to rely on navigation by signs, anything like that. So get out there, go through your planning process, understand what works for you, and then get out there, enjoy your time outdoors or on a vacation, wherever the trail may lead you. If you enjoyed the video today, hit like, share, and subscribe. It does wonders for bringing people into our community so they can share their knowledge, we can learn together, and we can grow together. As always, this has been Paul with Adaptable Survival. Appreciate all the support. I'll be back with another video, and until then, adapt your mind, your body, and your gear.